Well, a good afternoon to you all. You join me here in my double-decker bus. Now, I thought I'd talk to you today about a situation that happened on my bus just the other day involving this sign here. Just take a seat and show you where it is. So here we have, this is a sign for priority seating. And it says here, the priority seats are for people who are disabled, pregnant, or less able to stand. Just so you can see, pregnant, that's I think with children or less able to stand. Now there was a situation on my bus actually, it was on one of these, it was on a Volvo, I'm not sure if it was an Evo Setti or it was a right-bodied Gemini. But basically a lady boarded the bus and sat here, as you do, and she had a shopping trolley. So she basically carried a trolley with her and was basically here. Now, on the Enviro buses that I also drive, we do have two seats right at the front, then there's some kind of luggage rack, and then you have four more seats here, and then you get the middle door here, or the rear door, as we call it. Now, on the Volvo, you only get two seats here. Now, maybe it changes with different specifications of buses, but I know the ones that drive in London have two seats here, so maybe there's not as many seats until you go back here. So obviously a lot of people would like to sit here if they're vulnerable, disabled or pregnant. Anyway, the lady who was there, she was probably, I would say she was probably in her 60s. Now a few stops later, another lady boarded the bus. Now she was struggling to walk, but she was absolutely fine. She was adamant that she was okay. And so I thought she's going to be sitting down somewhere on the lower deck here. So she came on the bus. As she did, the other lady got up to offer her seat to her. So she offered up her seat, but the lady refused, saying, no, it's okay. And so I thought, all right, is she going to sit further back? As she came further back, she actually wanted to stand right here. So I was thinking, are you okay? Because I don't want you to fall over. But she said, no, it's fine, I want to stand. So I thought, oh, okay. So I let her stand, even though the lady had offered her up the seat twice. Anyway, this lady here, who was in her 60s, she was about 20 years younger than the other lady. So she was in her 80s, but she wanted to stand. Anyway, this lady got off here 2 stops later. It was near Elephant and Castle, I can remember. And as soon as she alighted the bus outside the rear doors, the other lady who was stood here came and basically sat down where she was sitting before. So at first I was thinking, did that lady know the other lady? Was there some, like a bit of a history to them, maybe, that, you know? And I thought, you know, because I'm not sure if passengers can argue on my bus, because I do get a lot of passengers argue, or, you know, they try and avoid each other. You get that on the bus with some passengers, some regulars, let's just say that. I'm not saying these ladies were my regular passengers, because in London I have thousands of passengers, so I don't get that many regulars. But basically, I do... Sorry, that's just the radio there in the background that you can hear. So basically, the lady offered up her seat. The other lady declined, and this lady wanted her to actually sit down. And when she got off, she decided to take her seat. So that was actually nice that, you know, this lady who didn't have to give up her seat offered up her seat to the even older lady, or mature lady. I don't want to say the word elderly. I know it does say here, priority seats for disabled, pregnant or less able to stand. There are some passengers who might look like they're absolutely fine. They can be very young, and you think they can get up and offer their seats to, you know, elderly, you know, or pregnant ladies. But there are some people who can suffer from an illness. I know some people who might suffer from ME or MS, certain illnesses, and they have to sit down. So let me know in the comment section if you've had any situations like that, and how you actually, helped out those passengers. Because obviously it's important that you give priority to elderly, disabled or pregnant. If some passengers don't want to get off their seat, then obviously sometimes, like myself, I have to get involved just to prioritise, you know. But at the end of the day, I can't really ask someone to get off their seat unless it's somebody who is elderly and disabled. They have to sit down. So basically, that lady who sat down, I realised that she didn't want to take a seat. And usually when people get on and someone offers them a seat, they sit down straight away. But this was actually the first time I've seen that happen, where this old lady didn't want to take her seat. And when she got off a few stops later, she then decided to take her seat when it was available. So the message out there is the fact that if you are able to offer up your seat, then please do so. Always look out for passengers that are boarding the bus. So when you see someone boarding the bus who is elderly, disabled or pregnant, offer up the seat that's closest to the entrance door, or like this one here, which is another priority seat, which is near the rear door. The same actually can be said for buggies as well. If you're actually standing in the buggy area, wheelchair area, and you do see somebody boarding with a buggy or a wheelchair, which should be from the rear door, because we actually have a ramp that comes out of the rear door, and people board in London on the rear doors usually. Whereas I know when I was up in Yorkshire, a lot of people boarded on the front door, because there only is a entrance and a lighting door which is right at the front. So always remember to leave this space available for buggies and wheelchairs, and these seats that are closest to the doors and the front entrance door, leave them for elderly, disabled and pregnant people. So it's always good to do a good deed for your fellow passenger. I mean, this lady who was in her 80s didn't have to, you know, decline the seat, but that was really nice of her. She really gave from her heart, you know, and she didn't actually ask anyone else to get up from their seat. So that was amazing. Whoever the lady is, I'd like to thank you, because that was really nice actually. It's just nice to have some nice passengers on your bus, because I do get enough of the bad passengers now and again, you know. And then obviously outside of the bus, you get a lot of vehicles that don't drive very safely as well. So this is one of them positive news stories from the buses. Let me know your thoughts and comments, and let me know if any similar situations have happened to you as well. Anyway, as always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you all on the next video. Bye bye for now, and have a lovely day everyone. Bye bye.